Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by my easy cooking channel. Tonight I'm not making any requests. Tonight I'm making something that I want to make. Tonight I'm going to make a variation of a dish that is done by my favorite chef, Jacques Pepin. He makes a dish called cornmeal polenta with mushroom ragout. And that's what I'm going to make tonight. It's rather simple, rather easy. Jacques is from a part of France called Lyon, so you could call this dish Lyonnaise or Lyonnaise, okay? But I'm not going to copy Jacques Pepin's recipe ingredient for ingredient. I'm going to make this dish my way. Now you see this mushroom ragout and polenta can be either French or Italian because both eat it. I'm going to make my version of this dish leaning a little bit more toward the Italian side. Okay, it'll still be polenta, okay, with mushroom ragout, with venison meatballs, but I'm going to omit some of the ingredients that Jacques uses in his French version, and I'm going to add one or two that I'm going to use in my Italian version. And either way, it's going to be great because it's a great dish. So as usual with YouTube, let's get going. I'll see you on the other side. Okay guys, so what you're looking at is about 1.5 pounds of ground venison meat. It comes from the same deer that my friend Rick skinned on my last video using my custom hunting knife. And I'm going to keep it really, really simple, okay? I'm just going to add some salt. This is kosher salt. I'm going to add about a teaspoon, well, a little bit more, okay? Just going to add salt. Just going to add black pepper. Okay, just going to add black pepper. Okay, and I'm going to add some garlic granules, okay? Okay, that's about all I'm going to add to this meat, okay? And I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to mix it in by hand for about a minute. Well, for about 2 minutes. I'm going to mix this in really good by hand. Okay. Now the reason I'm not using all kinds of other ingredients is because, well, where I come from in New York, you know, you go to an Italian grocer or an Italian butcher that makes homemade sausage, and you order sweet Italian sausage. All you get when you order sweet Italian is pork with salt and pepper, the flavor enhancers to bring out the flavors of the meat. And that's all I'm doing here with the venison. I don't want to add all kinds of other stuff to cover up or alter the flavor of the venison. Just salt, pepper, and garlic. Flavor enhancers to bring out the flavor of the venison. I'm adding about this venison spoon of olive oil. And I'm going to mix this in. Okay. Mix this into the meat. This will give it some flavor. Give it a little more fat content. I did add fat at the butcher, but not enough to my liking. So I'm going to keep on mixing this in, and then we're going to make some meatballs. Okay guys, there you have it. I got 4 really large meatballs out of that pound and a half of venison meat. I'm going to cook them strictly in this skillet. I'm not going to put them in the oven. Okay, I'll probably cook them to about medium rare because this is an organic meat, okay? It doesn't have to really be cooked through and through, it's an organic. But I'm going to cook these, and then we're going to move on to the next step and make the ragout. Okay guys, there they are. 4 lovely venison meatballs. Fully cooked through. Nice caramelization, okay? We flip it over. Okay. Nice brown. Nice and firm, okay? They look delicious. Nice and plump, okay? Now I'm going to set these aside with the lid on top, and the flavors are just going to keep on blending in them, the salt, the pepper, and the garlic. And I'm going to move on to making the mushroom ragout. Okay guys, so we're going to get ready to do the mushroom ragout. This here is the olive oil that I used to cook the meatballs with, okay? Now, to that olive oil, I'm going to add some unsalted butter, okay? There we go. There we go. Okay? Olive oil for the heat point and butter for the flavor. And into this oil goes some onion. All right. Now, I'm going to saute this onion on high heat for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we move on to the next step. All right, I've sauteed the mushrooms in the fat for about a minute, gets them to loosen up, and in goes the mushrooms. Okay, come on up, guys. In goes the mushrooms. You can use any mushroom you want. Okay. This week, I'm just keeping it simple. I'm using crimini mushrooms, about 2 to 2 1/4 cups of crimini. Okay. All right, guys. As you can see, the mushrooms didn't soak up all the oil. What I was hoping for is that the mushrooms and the onions would release their water, which they have, because you can see all this boiling liquid. Now, I'm going to cook this until about 90% of the liquid, the water from the mushrooms and the onions, is gone. That's going to concentrate the flavor of this ragu, okay? And then I'm going to add chicken stock and garlic, and we're going to keep on moving forward. This is probably going to take about another 2 minutes to get most of that liquid to evaporate, and then we'll move on. All right. Okay, guys, most of the liquid is gone, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some garlic right there, right in the center. Okay? And I'm going to mix this garlic in. Okay? We don't want the garlic to turn brown. We just want to saute the garlic, get the oils out of it, get the flavor out of it. It's okay if the onions are browning a little bit and the mushrooms are browning a little bit, but we don't want the garlic browning. So we just want to heat it through real quick, just like so. And then I'm going to have some chicken stock added to it, about 1/2 cup. Okay? And I'm going to bring this to a boil. Where it is right now is boiling. And I'm going to reduce to a simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to move on with the next step in this ragu. Alright, the mushroom ragu has been simmering for about 2 minutes, maybe 3. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Freshly ground coarse salt. Okay, about a teaspoon, less, about 1/2 tea. Right there. A little bit of black pepper, flavor layer. About 1/2 teaspoon. There we go. Okay, I'm going to mix this in. Okay, and I'm going to reduce this to a simmer for about 3 minutes or so. Okay, guys, so now the mushroom ragu has been simmering for about 3 minutes, and I'm going to take a teaspoon of dried thyme and about a teaspoon of dried rosemary. Okay, and I'm going to mix that in. Okay, I'm going to leave it on simmer for about another 2 minutes or so. Okay, let the flavors of the rosemary and the thyme seep their way in. Okay, and if it thickens up a little bit too much, more than I would like, I'll add a little more chicken stock to it. Okay, this is a loose ragu, not a really thick ragu. Okay, so I'll probably end up adding a little more stock to it. But right now, I have it on simmer with the rosemary and the thyme. Okay, guys, so I've got the ragu off to the side, staying warm, flavors marrying. I got the meatballs off to the side, flavors marrying. And right now, I'm going to make the polenta. This is 4 cups of chicken stock and 1 cup of cornmeal. Okay, the ratio is 1 to 4. Doesn't matter whether you use harina de maíz, cornmeal, corn flour, it's 4 to 1. Okay, now I'm putting the cornmeal into the chicken stock while it's cold, okay, and stirring it up with the whisk to help separate it. And I will do this continually through the heating process. This will make the polenta nice and creamy and no lumps. Now the polenta is just getting ready to boil, so I'm going to put a little bit of salt. There we go, coming to the boil. A little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Remember, we're talking flavor layer here. Okay, a little bit of freshly ground black pep. Okay. And in this case, just for a little added zing, okay, some crushed oregano bulb. Just a little bit. That's all. Right there. Added flavor to the polenta in 3 seconds flat. Okay. That's starting to boil. And I'm going to whisk it in. There we go. And I'm going to continue whisking for about the next 5 to 7 minutes until this is creamy. Don't want it sticking to the bottom. Oh, smells fantastic. I love polenta. I don't know about you guys, but I love polenta. There we go. The last ingredient I'm going to add to the ragout is some fresh hand broken up basil leaves, not cut with the knife. Break them up by hand. Prevents the edges from turning brown. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil, where it is right now, and then back down to a simmer. About 2 minutes to let the flavor impart. And then I'm going to plate up the polenta with a venison meatball and some of this lovely mushroom ragout. Okay guys, so right now it's time to plate up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice healthy spoonful of this nice rich creamy polenta and put it right there in the middle of this soup plate. Okay, take a little bit more because I really, really love polenta. Okay, so there's the polenta right in the middle of the soup plate. Okay, then what we're going to do right in the middle of the polenta is we're going to take one of those, we're going to take one of those lovely venison meatballs and put it right in the center. And then to top that, we are going to spoon over some of our lovely mushroom ragout. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You get the fluid from the ragout. It surrounds the polenta and the meatball. And a little bit more vegetable. Put a little on each side. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. And there it is. A nice rustic Italian dish. Okay. Cornmeal polenta with a venison meatball smothered in a mushroom ragout. It doesn't get any more rustic than this. It doesn't get any more delicious than this. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you make this recipe. This is an easy winner. This is just so delicious and it smells so fragrant. It's ridiculous. Once again, I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by my easy cooking channel tonight. So there it is, an easy corn polenta with venison meatball smothered in mushroom ragout. It's very savory, very delicious, okay? The meat just tasted absolutely wonderful. Fresh kill from a deer hunting trip. If you don't have venison, you can make a beef meatball, beef veal, beef lamb, beef pork lamb. You can make any combination of meatball you want to set in the center of this polenta. It certainly is delicious. I hope you make this recipe. I'm glad you stopped by, and I hope you have a happy holiday and a wonderful new year, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.